in clear violation of the President's directive banning large gatherings.
They should actually hold on with such public event that could draw so much crowd and put all of us our lives at risk. If you flout the ban on social gathering, you flouted the law of the land.
And then later, staying true and original. Today on the Spotlight, we are up close with 3 Music Awards Songs of the Year winner, Kofi Kinata.
I found a way of saying the truth without getting people offended. I wasn't talking about one particular group. I was talking about ourselves.
Why don't you join us? Switch your views and comments 0244 340 My name is Evans Mensah. Let's go straight to the details because the Sofoline Police in Kumasi is tonight investigating an alleged assault brought against the Member of Parliament for Bantama, Daniel Achim Abuaje. Now, the complainant, Julius Che Setre, a polling station chairman in the constituency, is alleging the MP assaulted him without provocation at Ampabene near Kumasi. He believes his decision to support the parliamentary bid of the Deputy Chief of Staff, Francis Asensobwachi, who is the MP's main contender, may have triggered the attack on him. He tells Joy News, despite internal party structures to deal with such matters, he wants the law to take its course.
The Member of Parliament came for monitoring at a bridge under construction in where I attend church. So, right at the inspection, we're also having a meeting in the church premises. So we saw the honorable member around, moving towards the church direction. So we quickly left the church just to see what is going there. We went there, we greeted the honorable member and his aide. They responded. For me, the response the honorable gave to me was not to my satisfaction. But so long as he's an honorable member, we cannot complain. So we left there to the church, in front of the church. So right from there, the honorable member finishes inspection. Came towards where the vehicles are parked. Saw me, started, "You, this gentleman, I've been looking for you. I called you 2 weeks ago just to convince you to join me to win my second election. You did put everything on the campaign platform for the constituency. Why should you go ahead to do that?" And I told the honorable member, "You did not tell me it's a secret." So I also went ahead to put everything you told me on the campaign platform. So quickly, the honorable member started heated arguments, saying all manner of things which were not true. But because my pastor was there were certain things I couldn't even say it. So quickly, the honorable member got angry. Then a blow came from the honorable member. I fell from where I was standing, the other side of the gutter to the another side of the gutter, and I was held. So I also threw in another blow to the honorable member, but unfortunately my blow did not hit the honorable member, and he went scot-free. All that I will say is that the honorable member wants me to join his campaign team, and I'm not ready to join his campaign team, simply because he has failed. He has failed totally.
So Julius, basically, the honorable member allegedly assaulted you because you are not a member of his campaign team.
Exactly. Because I'm not a member of his campaign team, and he has seen that I am influential. I'm influencing people to vote for Bantama and Subwachi. That is why he went threatening people.
The honorable member is denying this accusation of assault. He says he only pushed you away from his car.
So if he is denying, this is my pastor's number, the eldest number. Let's call the pastor. We are all on air. Let's all go on air. Then we ask the pastor, and let's see who is lying.
Did you suffer any physical injuries on your body?
Yes, I have some bruises on my body, at my shoulder.
And what have you done about it? Have you reported this to the police?
I've reported it to Supply Police Station, pending investigation, and they gave me medical form to take it to the hospital.
And have you done that?
I've done that.
What is the conclusion of the doctors?
I'm yet to submit the doctor to the police station because I'm under treatment now.
So what exactly are you seeking in all of this? This is supposed to be an internal matter between two contestants wanting to become member of parliament for Bantama, and clearly you are on the other side, and the honorable member doesn't see it fit why you should not support his bid. Have you reported this to the party's structures within the constituency?
I have reported to the party hierarchy. The constituency chairman is aware.
And you want this matter dealt with legally? You don't want the party to intervene?
Yes, I want it to be dealt with legally. I don't want any interference. The matter should take its own course.
Let's bring in the Member of Parliament into the conversation. He's alleged to have assaulted the local party executive there. There's a Bantama MP, Daniel Chimabaje. Thank you, sir, for your time here on Newsnight.
Evans, good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm great. From what we're just hearing, did you assault this gentleman?
Oh, Evans, let me say good evening to your listeners and everybody. Of course, come on, I'm bigger than this. There's no way I will assault Che for any reason. This guy over the last 6 months has been insulting me on almost every platform that we have in Baltimore constituency. I have ignored him several times. Basically, he's probably leaving my camp is from the fact that in about 2008 or 2017 or 18 thereabout, he had an opportunity to go to Germany to further his education, to do his master's. He came to me 3 days before the interview in German embassy for me to support him in some ways. And I told him, Mensah, this is too early. I can't support you. Another person showed up. He got a chance among a few of the people that have got an opportunity to travel. He went to China, and then after he came back from China, all he's been doing to me is to insult me. And so yesterday, I think around between 9 and 10 o'clock, I was going on inspection. 2 of us only, just me and one of my aides, to see a bridge that was being constructed. That was supposed to be done sometime last week, but because we're in Parliament, I couldn't go. So I went there Sunday morning, trying to inspect the bridge. Just 2 of us, me and one Red Mensah. And so we were descending. I saw a few people coming from their church direction on the main street. And so after we inspected, I was just basically walking away because I saw him among the people coming. And because of the way he's been carrying himself, I didn't want to have anything to do with him. But I realized that if you should leave all these people that were coming towards you, about 4 or 5 people coming towards you, it would have been quite disrespectful. So I just stopped my car and said, listen, I don't know that actually. So I said, I'm sorry, not that I want to ignore you, but it's because of this guy who's been insulting me. I didn't want to really stop and say anything. But anyway, how are you? So I told the pastor that this gentleman, who's probably even a church elder, has been insulting me for the last 6 months. It's not good. The next thing I see, I think he didn't like that whole reporting. The next thing I see, he jumped over from the ground onto the side. We were on the street. So what was he coming to do? He was coming to attack me. And there was a guy between and me. My Red Mensah was between the 2 of us. There was no exchange of blows. He crossed the road, jumped over the drainage, and come to my side and said, Mensah, go away. That's it. One hand. Nothing else. Nothing else. Either a blow, exchange of blows, which I wouldn't do. I mean, the guy in the middle will have suffered. Not him. Nothing else. Nothing happened to him. And
so you say what? You were defending yourself? What?
We were on the road. I mean, basically, parked by the roadside in front of the church. There's a drainage, a gutter in between the road and the church, the frontage of the church. He jumped from the frontage of the church onto the side of my car where I was standing with that guy, Red Mensah, and trying to attack me. So basically, if I pushed him off, it was just in self-defense, nothing else.
Okay, so you reacted in self-defense.
In self-defense. It wasn't even just one hand. Go away. Period. That's it.
Okay, so in that self-defense, was there a fist and a blow?
Never.
It was a push.
Just a push. Even the push was even he hit the guy in the middle, the Red Mensah. That's it. This guy, I leave him to God. I mean, if he's pursuing a legal option, let's go through it. I totally respect the law.
Okay.
Nothing. Yeah, I believe it's a setup. He's doing his.
Because the police has given him the form to do the medical examination as part of the process.
I expect the police to follow the due process. If they invite me, I'll go. Why not? I haven't done anything wrong. You feel threatened because he says that this is because he's chosen to support Francis Asseso Boakye, who is a deputy chief of staff. That is not. Evans, listen to this carefully. the Bantama constituency election, like any other primaries anywhere, will be decided by the people of Bantama constituency. I sincerely believe that I have done very, very well. I have the historic record in Bantama of almost 89% since 1996. I have programs and projects that amounts to about 120 that can be seen, some hard, some soft, that I have done. I have distinguished myself, I believe, sincerely in Parliament as a fresh MP, a backbencher. Come and see what is happening in Bantama. So I definitely expect the people of Bantama ultimately to decide. But whatever they decide,
and you believe that you'll be the Deputy Chief of Staff?
I sincerely believe that based on what I have done, just like what President has done, one good MD is another.
Okay.
But the vote is the people's choice.
I see. We'll see how that pans out in the primaries. I'm grateful. That's the MP for Bantama there, accused of assault. He says, well, he reacted in self-defense. The police is investigating. That we'll see how that pans out in the primary, the lead up to the primaries. Now, remember the case, the suspects involved in the murder of the Segakope assemblyman. That became a heated political football at some point that attracted visits from key men, political figures in society, from the former President Rawlings to former President Mahama. Well, the suspects involved in that case are denying the allegations that they were paid to kill the money merchant. However, they've confessed, according to the police, to committing the particular crime of murdering the assemblyman. The murder of Mauto, actually, on May 1 led to riots and the blocking of the busy Segakope bridge by some aggrieved residents who speculated that assailants were paid to commit the act. Well, today at a news conference on the progress of investigations on the cases that have generated national interest, the Director General of the Criminal Investigations Department, COP Isaac Kenyeboa, revealed the suspects have denied their claim, but have confessed to shooting and stabbing the deceased. Now, we will be hearing from the CID boss, but Maxwell Abagba, who was at the press briefing, joins me in the studio with details of events, of course, that led to the death of the Assemblyman. Maxwell, we know a lot of prominent people added their voice to the call for justice. Yeah. This became a big national issue.
Exactly. To the extent that the former president, Jerry John Rawlings, visited the family and offered to give 25,000 Ghana cedis to anyone who would come forth with information about the assailants. We also know that former President John Mahama also visited the family and called on the Interior Minister and then the IGP to help speed up efforts in arresting the perpetrators. We also know about the voter caucus, and of course we also followed the demonstrations that happened in Segakope and the blocking
of the roads there. The regional minister himself had attempted to resolve the matter, and himself was pelted with stones, so they had to flee the scene for because of the violence there. The CID has been updating us today, so clearly they have, from their point of view, they have the corporates behind bars who are making confessions.
Exactly. They have the prime. They tell us that they have the prime suspects. They arrested two of them in Kasua, and then subsequently arrested one of them in Volta region, and then arrested other accomplices in different parts of the country. And key amongst the things that the Director General has been telling us is that these persons have been confessing and admitting to the crime. He says that the prime suspect actually said that they killed the deceased because he tried to fight back when they went there to rob.
On 15th March 2020, following a tip of suspect Bright Awuya, age 33, Franklin Tete, and Stephen Anson were arrested by Kasua police at Kasua on suspicion of their involvement in the robbery and murder of Mauto. On 24th March 2020, suspect Amos Agbakla, 25, was arrested at Segakope on suspicion that he was a member of the gang that attacked, robbed, and killed Mauto. He admitted his involvement in the commission of the crime and mentioned Awuya, Tete, and Anson, that is those who were arrested at Kasua, as his accomplices. He also mentioned their leader as Ajay, who provided the weapon for the operation, and two others he did not know. Amos has provided information as to where they met to strategize before they went for the robbery, and the role each played. He confessed that he together with one of the persons on the run, shot the deceased after the deceased put up resistance, which made Ajay to stab him. According to suspect Amos, the murder of Mauto was, and I repeat, was as a result of resistance by the deceased during the attack, and that it was not a contract killing. Efforts are being made to arrest 2 members who are on the run. The 5 suspects have been remanded into police custody.
Let's get some reaction to this latest update from the Volta region. Let's speak to Maxwell Lukuto. He's an opinion leader in Segakope and one of the people who call for the police swift action on this matter, and that, of course, generated the riots. Maxwell, thank you very much. Your reaction to the police update that they gave us today?
Yeah, good evening to you, Evans, and good evening to your listeners. I must say that per their release earlier, we saw the details of this, and I must use this as your platform to thank former President Rawlings, the Volta Parliamentary Caucus, and all other people who were concerned, especially the constituency Vice Chairman Brighter, and all others who were concerned and placed some ransom on the head of those who will be volunteering information. I must say that we are happy we have come this far. With the direct information from the police for the confirmation of the committal of the crime from this suspect, I'm sure we are heading somewhere. We only hope that this thing is done with as quickly as possible. We are grateful to everybody who played a key role. I am grateful to my youth of Sugakopa and its environs for the bravery they have shown to calling the police to order and making sure that this, as we have listed, as part of the litany of killings, robbings, and other things that occurred in the past that answers were not found to. We are happy that after our shout, they have.
So this completely, because I know that was not the only concern you have. I mean, I know in the wake of the riots that followed the killing, the police dispatched men to the ground to beef up security. Has that been maintained?
Yes, there has been some security in town all along. They go and come. The anti-riot force and other forces go and come. We keep seeing them now and then. So some of them are still in town.
Thank you, Maxwell, for joining us. Maxwell, in the studio, the CID boss has also been updating us on the alleged bizarre killing of a biochemist consultant by 2 traditional priests at Adaiso in the Eastern region. What are the details of this?
Well, this biochemist consultant, we were told by the police, left home this year but never returned. So his wife lodged a complaint with the police. So the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service took up the issue and started investigating, and the intelligence actually led them to Adeso in the Eastern region, where we are told that the deceased was last seen in Adeso. Investigations further revealed that 2 traditional priests were the ones who sort of killed the biochemist consultant and then used him for rituals. The police says that after they stormed the residence of the fetish priest. They found human skulls, 2 decomposed bodies, and then a liquid suspected to be human blood in a gallon.
On arrival, the 2 suspects led police to the scene behind the house, which has been walled with a small entry but no exit, where the 2 identified the deceased grave. The pathologist retrieved a decomposed body from the grave. A second decomposed body, whose name the suspect Gamale gave us, Kwesi Zomelo, also from Kasua, was also retrieved from another grave. The team later exhumed human parts, hair attachments, beads suspected to be that of a woman, and other bones from a 3rd grave, all within the same perimeter. In another grave, nothing was found in it. A decomposed human flesh with bones wrapped in a cloth buried among the bodies was also retrieved from another grave. The team, in addition, retrieved human skull together with bones suspected to be that of human hidden under 2 eye dogs in the house. Investigations have so far established that in December 2019, the 2 suspects conspired to murder the deceased, who is a biochemist and consultant resident at Kasua. The suspect therefore lured the deceased to their shrine and succeeded in collecting cash, an amount of 10,000 Ghana cedis from him, under the pretext that they were going to fortify the deceased spiritually to enable his company flourish. 15th January 2020, the suspect invited deceased on phone to come for the last purification rites, and in the process shot, killed, and buried the deceased. Suspect famous Adukunu Elias Scorpion, on the other hand, stated that he shot and killed Papa Few on that fateful day with a pump action gun belonging to his accomplice. The suspect also admitted having collected all money on the deceased before killing him. Further investigations established that Christian Gamali, Lawe Elias Power, murdered Kwesi Zomelo.
So that is the CID boss today at the press briefing, detailing some of the high-profile cases that have generated some controversy over recent weeks and months. The Director General of the CID, COP Isaac Ken Yeboah. Well, we have an update for you on our coronavirus case count, which has, in the last few minutes, been updated. Our case count currently now stands at 2,719. We are just 271 cases shy of hitting 3,000 cases tonight. Our deaths from coronavirus is still 18, but the recoveries have now also gone up to 294. So if you're just joining us and would like an update on our coronavirus cases, the Ghana Health Service has just updated their page, and our cases have currently now climbed to 2,719 with 18 deaths. Now, today, in the northern region, they have recorded 3 additional cases, and all of it is coming on the back of a new testing site that has now been opened at the Tamale Teaching Hospital Public Health Laboratory. Listen to the Regional Health Director, John Eliza, talking about how the northern region is dealing with its cases that they're beginning to discover.
Benefit of the new testing center that we've gotten. The first test that was run yielded 4 positive cases. 1 is coming from Tolong district, and then the remaining 3 are from Williamsey. But let me quickly add that 1 of the 3 is not a new case. It's a repeat test that we did to see if it has recovered, because we have started treatment on that.
Dr. Eliza is on the line with me. Doc, I'm just curious to find out, you started testing last Thursday. How much of a difference is that making for you for the regional fight against COVID-19?
Thank you for having me. I must say that the presence of a testing site in Tamale is making a very big difference. Had it not been for the test site that we have now, we would have still been waiting for results of these new cases that we've had, because those samples that we sent for the earlier cases to Kumasi, we are still awaiting some of the results. So it is a big relief for us. And then apart from us having the results at a very fast rate, it's also minimized our cost of getting a result test done, because we don't have to travel again to get tests done.
Any sense of how many tests are you able to do in a day, and how many you've done so far since Thursday?
Yeah, since Thursday, as at yesterday, we have done 342 tests, which yielded the 4 cases you just mentioned.
Okay, and so for those who have you've confirmed to have the cases, how are they faring? Do you have any of the? We've been updated that 294 of our cases have fully recovered. Are you getting people recovering, and are any of them on critical life support?
Let me start by saying that none of our cases have been in a critical state. Most of them have been asymptomatic, and our recovery rate is also very fine. As we speak now, 7 out of the 13 cases we have been reporting have recovered, and some of them we are just waiting for another test of their second samples to be negative for us to declare them as recovered. So if that happens in the next results that we are expecting, we hope to get more of our cases recovering.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lisa. He is the Regional Health Director in the Northern Region, and I'm sure you heard today the Office of the Ghana Immigration Service at Savelugu Inland Post have intercepted a bus en route to Accra with 19 Burkinabe nationals on board. In a statement, Public Relations Officer of the Immigration Service for the Northern Region, Christian Zolevu, said the passengers had used unapproved routes to enter the country. He's on a telephone line right now. Thank you, sir, for your time. Where are these 19 Burkinabe nationals as we speak?
They have been sent out of the country. They have been sent back to Burkina Faso.
Okay, so yes. They were picked up. This is right at the border. Or they had already crossed him.
They had crossed the border and had come far, about 2 hours or more journey into Ghana, to Savelugu, where we have a checkpoint, and we found out that 19 of them were on board OA transport. So we identified them and we got them down, and we had to send them back because all of them confirmed that yes, they had gone through unapproved routes because they heard that the borders were open. So they got to the border and realized that it was still closed, so they had to find their ways into the country. So as they themselves have confirmed that we had sent them back yesterday, and this morning they made them cross from Paga into their country.
I mean, I wonder. I mean, if somebody crosses into Ghana using an illegal route during the time when we've closed our border, that is clearly breaking and violating our laws. You've repatriated them, but is that enough? Shouldn't we have, I guess, enforced our law fully in terms of possible prosecution?
For now, I think that is the best decision we took because of the situation we have found ourselves in. We don't know their status. We don't know whether they have the virus or they don't have the virus. So we just wanted to get rid of them so they go back. You know, our borders are porous, like we speak, even though officers are patrolling. Conquest Face is always patrolling. But, you know, because of the border residents, they do not really cooperate with officers. Sometimes they bring people in. When you ask them, they say, oh, that is my brother, that is my sister. Because you are not a native, you would not be able to know who that fellow is. That is how they've been able to get some people. Like yesterday, one of them even, confirmed that when he got to the border, at the other side of the border, he was coming in a truck. But he got out of the truck, and by the time he realized, the truck had left. So he had to use unapproved routes. He paid somebody along the border to cross him through the unapproved routes into the country. So that is what has been happening along our borders.
And very finally, you're talking about illegal routes into Ghana. We know the problem. I mean, if they can come in with a bus, that tells you it's a very big problem. What is happening now to target these unapproved routes and put some of your men there to prevent these things from happening?
Currently, what is happening, like I said already, officers are constantly 24 hours, 7 days, constantly patrolling the border.
Yeah, but I asked that because clearly this tells you they missed, in spite of what you're doing, they missed this particular group of people. So that may be what you're doing and working. Is there anything to do to beef up men?
Oh, the numbers are not, I would say, well, they may not be enough, but they are doing their best. That is why even the inland posts are there to check all these things, because the Conquest is made up of the police, the immigration service, and the military, the customs service. All of them are on the unapproved routes patrolling. You see, but like I said, it is difficult to sometimes find someone who dressed like maybe he's just from the private or he's from farm, somebody following him, or you say, that's my sister, that's my brother. It is difficult to identify that person as the lawbreaker until the person gets to a place like this. That is when we are able to get them. Sir.
Public Relations Officer of the Immigration Service of the Northern Region. That's Christian Zeluvu there. And some good news coming out of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital still on the COVID-19 crisis. The hospital is saying that the treatment center there has successfully treated and discharged all 7 patients who were on admission there. The patients were discharged after a series of confirmatory tests returned negative. The patients were from the Kolebu and Bogatanga regional hospitals. It included a nurse, an orderly, a doctor, and a security officer. The patients were impressed with the level of care and the contributions of the multidisciplinary team that the hospital has assembled and tasked with the treatment of patients. So some good news there on the night when we learn that our cases have climbed past 2,700. Let's do business now. And Charles is joining us with the very latest. Hello, Charles.
Hi, Evan. So coming up in business, Development Economist calls for credit controls to support the private sector feeling the pinch of COVID-19, and launch of African Continental Free Trade Deal unlikely this year as the July 1 start date cannot be met due to the scourge of COVID-19. Business on News 90 is brought to you by MTN. Welcome to a new order of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, the one-stop shop for all office essential. And First National Bank, we are the bank that understands your business. First National Bank, how can we help you?
When you want it, just Momo it. When you tire for the long queue in the supermarket, just Momo it. And when you really want that beautiful new blouse too, just Momo it. And when you won't get that thing, when you go get fresh to impress, you know who, just Momo it. And when you need to pay that your utility bill and domestic staff set, just Momo it. And when you want send love to the family for back home, just Momo it. So many ways there. When you go use your MTN Momo wallet or make payments with scan to pay. When you go use the QR code, or you go use the merchant ID or on bank POS terminal. You go also transfer money between mobile money wallet and bank account, all on MTN Momo. Enjoy real convenience in all your financial transactions and live life the brighter way with MTN Momo. We are good together. Just Momo it. We're there for you everywhere you go.
Mr. Barr has big dreams for his business, Barr & Co. Limited, and his family, making them a reality man to long drives and queues. He's lost precious time struggling to pay his suppliers in China, Turkey, India, and other parts of the world. With the First National Bank global payment via our online banking enterprise, he now pays for all that in the convenience of his home or office, giving him time to focus on family and growing his business. Use our online banking enterprise to access Forex when you need it. It takes a bank that does more to help your family. So who's helping yours? First National Bank. How can we help you?
We know it's important to create a productive and supportive working environment by investing in your employees' health. With a leading international track record, Apex Health Insurance is regulated and licensed by the National Health Insurance Authority to provide medical insurance services to institutional clients, families, and individuals. Apex Student Package and International Medical Solutions are all here to cushion you. Visit Apex Health Insurance Office at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shiashi, or call
0501-683-914
or 0232-000-015. In Kumasi, we are located opposite Prempeh College, Sofo Line, and in Takrady, Apex Health, your preferred health insurer.
Everyone
Everyone needs a partner who will be there through the good times and tough times. We are that partner, and we appreciate your loyalty. At GoTV, we always have your back. That's why we're giving you a free upgrade on your next package. Simply stay connected and get upgraded to the next higher package at no cost. Annual upgrade at no cost. Stay home, stay safe, and stay remotely connected with MTN Mobile, Vodafone Cash, Slide Pay, Express Pay, eTransact, or your banking application, or *389*5# and *759#, and we will connect you with non-stop family mix entertainment on BET, Africa Magic Family, Rock 2 and 3, Telemundo, News, Trace Jama, and an array of kids learning and fun channels to wow you. Thank you for being our loyal partner. Stay entertained. GoTV's got your back.
We give you nothing but the best. We stay above the rest. More quality, more affordability. Kingdom Boost Sensationary. Everybody's going to the one and only shop where customer satisfaction is a guarantee. Kingdom Boost Sensationary.
Oh yes, with our 30 days credit facility with no interest charge, free delivery services, and our free consultation on setting up your office, Kingdom Books and Stationery is unmatched in our delivery of quality and affordable office essentials, equipment, and furniture.
Experience world-class customer service in all our branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi.
Call us on 0302-764-101
or visit our website at www.kingdomgh.com.
Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all office essentials and stationery. Terms and conditions apply.
DSTV Yonkupa and Nuntina yet time machino, and we thank you for choosing to stay at home and safe with us. Yet time machi, Entina Yemamo discount when you top up your DSTV subscription. Annie, you crow with kids educational channels like Mensah, Da Vinci, and the Ghana Learning Channel, as well as lots of kids entertainment and up-to-the-minute news updates on all the happenings across the world and home. Plus our captivating local and international drama, thrilling series and movies, all in one place. To get your discount, just top up your same or preferred subscription using MTN Momo, Vodacash, Slide Pay, Express Pay, eTransact, or your banking app, or SMS *389*5# and *759#, and we will upgrade you to the next package at no extra cost. Yes, that's easy. Onyankupadie and Noani DSTV. DSTV, yet time machine.
Joy 99.7 FM.
And you're welcome to Business on News 9. Development economist at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Oseifosu Anthony Kofi, says government must seek parliamentary approval to give out credit controls. He explains many businesses will struggle to produce to meet demand as COVID-19 eats into the capital. Dr. Oseifosu Anthony Kofi observed the financial sector remains one of the areas to be hardest hit by COVID-19. He's been speaking to my colleague Prince Apia of Love FM.
We have a high informal sector. Now, people need recapitalization. You see, some years back, before the financial sector liberalization, there were controls and there were directives. I think in this dispensation, government should get the power from maybe a legislative instrument from the parliament to be able to come out with some credit controls and directives whose sectors the banks should maybe give credit, or government itself should recapitalize the banks, give money to the bank to give out as a credit to some of these businesses who might need financial support. Now, even in terms of payment, there should be flexibility. And one government will provide credit guarantee, then the loans will not be that risky, and hence the interest rate could also be forced to come down.
And that's development economist at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Oseifosu Anthony Kofi. The long-awaited Continental Free Trade Agreement deal is unlikely to begin implementation on July 1, as was agreed on by member states. This comes from the Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Wamkele Mene. In a statement copied to Joy Business, Mr. Mene said the disruption caused by the new COVID-19 has made the current implementation unworkable even for next year. According to him, while only the heads of states of the 55 member states could sanction changes to the deadline, a summit between the leaders planned in May in South Africa has been cancelled to this effect. The Continental Free Trade Zone, if successful, will become the largest trading area since the creation of the World Trade Organization in 1994, stitching 1.3 billion people together in a $3.4 trillion economic bloc. Away from that, the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, Duncan Amoah, has been defending why the ex-pump prices of fuel cannot go down further. Even though crude prices collapsed on the world market some weeks ago by falling more than 30% in a day of trading, the city has constantly come under pressure, and some economists have attributed this to mean doom for various delivery services under pressure, and some of the gains made have eroded, making it difficult to see OMCs reduce prices. Duncan Amoah spoke to Joy Business, asking Ghanaians to be patient.
It is very clear from the indication and from what is happening at the port as we speak that everything that we had want the government to address is happening. As we speak, the whole port operation is in disarray because it is obvious that the takeover of Unipass from GCNet, basically the result is very clear that the potential incompetencies and all the issues we raise are really showing their head as we speak. And who is suffering? The government and the people of Ghana. We are losing millions of revenue. Businesses are completely losing lots of money in the midst of COVID, this crisis. And you ask yourself, why would any government risk such a major change? Why? What are we in a rush for? Workers has a serious potential of layoffs, and there's a whole lot of confusion. And I want the people of Ghana to know that the only people who should be held responsible is President Akufo-Addo and his government.
Well, apologies there. That was rather the ranking member of Parliament for Trade and Industry Committee, Emmanuel Kofi-Boa, saying operations at the port, as you heard, especially in Tema, are in disarray, with the nation losing millions of cedis in revenue. As he stated, business as well as various companies are losing money as a result of the decision by government to replace GCNet with a new integrated customs management system, ICMS Unipass, as revenue collectors at the port. Government has justified the decision to introduce a new company to manage the port operations. And that's how we end business on Newsnight.
Hey, I say, mix the cement in correct proportional.
Hey, contractor.
Hey, Buccaneer, what's your soul?
Yeah, Malande. Sorry, I say. When you attend the year of return, Ankasa. Hey, contractor. A danya wasting ye. Hey, what push mama me feeling too much?
Who project here? Me friend a gas them from top to down. If you are a gas them.
Hey, yes, solid pa.
Hey, you see gas them man. If for soup in our do. On your quality no question. Extra gas them cement biara. I will cook a crab be. Over 5,000 plus communities. And a gas them. I donations. SCC schools, I built a clinic. Now, what a packaging now? What's Shadara and environmentally friendly?
Never compromise on quality. Choose the value Gassam offers you always. Gassam, the nation builder. Inside Noguchi, as Ghana battles the virus, testing has been at the center of the fight. Joy News' MFA Peru is granted exclusive access to the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research, a major hub of Ghana's COVID-19 testing. Inside Noguchi, 8:30 p.m. Monday, 4th May, and 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, 5th May, on Hotline on the Joy News channel. Inside Noguchi.
And you're live on Newsnight and talking about Inside Noguchi. A few questions that you need to think about as you prepare to watch the documentary. Have you ever wondered how a positive COVID-19 test result looks like? Do you know the processes a sample goes through till it appears on the Ghana Health Service website? Do you know what happens to a sample after it is tested? I mean, these are questions that we've all been, we can only imagine, right? But we can take you into the Noguchi Memorial Institute of Medical Research. That's where all this happens. It's at 8:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel, and it's called Inside Noguchi. Well, we'll bring you the excerpts. But first, listen to lead virologist Professor William Ampofo respond to critics about the testing protocols adopted by his outfit.
You cannot see the virus. For us, it's the respiratory sample, the sputum as you've seen the progress that it makes from the entrance here when it is received. It goes along with its form through the various labs. It goes through the PCR process so we can detect it. And then you've seen how it ends up in the data management room. And then the results are transmitted to the Ghana Health Service. So we ask for your patience. We ask for your understanding. And we ask for your appreciation because it's a lot of hard work. It's not the number of tests per day, but it's our capacity to process the samples as they come in. It's not about the pooling. It's about the ability to adopt the appropriate strategy for the public health surveillance that is required. When it comes to normal surveillance, we don't pool the samples. We do them individually because in the time frame that we're operating, it's enough to do the samples one by one.
So this is a system that, giving the opportunity, Noguchi will stand by.
Of course, I mean, we would not do something that we feel that's not appropriate. That's it. And of course, we will share our scientific reports. We will publish this. It will be peer-reviewed by other scientists. And I think the way that we have worked will stand the test of time. I think that as we explain what we do, people should appreciate the work that we do and not ascribe. You see, when you hear the word massage, it's very offensive because as scientists, integrity is a major value that we hold dearly. We would rather hope that we would be appreciated instead of being vilified by some people, I don't know for whatever purposes they seem to take delight in criticizing negatively the work that we do.
Okay, so that is just a sneak peek into what to expect tonight. We want to make a date with the MFA PAL, who will bear it all at 8:30 on the Joy News channel. Let's do sports now, and Benedict is here with the latest. Hello, Benedict.
Hi, Evans. Now, former Ghana defender Joe Adu believes that Black Stars coach Siki Akono has what it takes to lead the team to end the country's long wait for the African title. Now, for Adu, he takes delight in the fact that his former colleague is now head coach of the Black Stars.
Talking about Siki Akono, I think he has a very, very big job on his hand. I mean, it's a privilege for every former footballer to be at the helm of the Black Stars and where he is at. And congratulations first to him. My captain, Coach Kwesi Appiah, did a great job. He didn't bring the ultimate, but I thought he did well. He introduced so many players that most of us don't even know into the national team. And now Siki is taking over. I hope he continues the same trend. And I wish him nothing but the best. But the job is a very difficult one. It's not easy. You have to know every Ghanaian is a coach. My mother is a coach. My grandmother is a coach. Everybody in Ghana knows football. And he has to put his ears down. Only a fool doesn't listen to advice. He has to put his ear down, listen to what people are saying, take the criticism in a nice way, flip it and make it better for himself. And I think if he does that, he will be okay.
All right, so that's former Ghana defender Joe Adu speaking on Coach Siki Akono. Now, Sports Minister Ezekiel Siama embarked on a general inspection exercise for major renovation works to commence at the Sekendi Sports Stadium, that's Sipon. He was there today with other dignitaries from the sports community. Now, elsewhere, clubs in Spain will resume training this week as La Liga targets resuming the season in June. Now, the campaign was halted at the beginning of March due to the coronavirus pandemic, with Barcelona 2 points ahead of Madrid at the top of the table. However, La Liga said clubs in the top 2 divisions will return to individual training following a protocol that had agreed with Spain's sports and health authorities, which guaranteed the safety of players and staff. And in Germany, 2 German divisions have returned 10 positive results from 1,724 coronavirus tests. That's according to the German Football League. And clubs have been training in groups with a test taken before a planned return to training as teams. Now, measures including the isolation of the affected persons have been taken. That's according to the German Football League. And top flight side Cologne have had no further COVID-19 infections after 3 people tested positive last week. That's Sports Evans.
Well, thank you very much, Benedict. You're still listening to News Night here on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, the Media Foundation for West Africa has backed findings in the latest Afrobarometer report that revealed that about 72% of Ghanaians believe the media is not free to report on news without government interference. The report, which was released on the occasion of World Press Freedom Day, also revealed that only 19% of Ghanaians feel the media is somewhat free or completely free. Gilfred Isiama is research analyst at CDD Ghana, which conducted the survey.
In about 9 countries, Ghana is the penultimate, almost to the bottom, before Namibia, where we have a sizable proportion of Ghanaians indicating that the media do not have that freedom to operate. And I think the context is very clear. Before the survey, so many things were happening in this country which might have influenced the perception of Ghanaians about whether the media was free to conduct their business or not. We all remember the sudden death or murder of one journalist, Ahmed Swale. Some of us will remember the issues that Manasseh Azuri from your own station was going through. I think even in 2018, Latif Idris also faced similar encounters with the Ghana Police Service.
Well, speaking to Johnny's on the sidelines of a flag-raising ceremony today, Chairman of the National Media Commission, Yaobuda Yeboafo, said journalists' refusal to report issues of suppression or attacks is also a hindrance to media freedom.
If any journalist goes anywhere and they come under any form of attack, at least they must report to the National Media Commission so that the Commission can look into what happened. Because you see, we in this country have this philosophy of Fama Nyame. And sometimes Fama Nyame, even though it is good at one level because it does not bring hostility, sometimes it does not enable us to resolve matters with certainty.
Well, let's speak to Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abrama, who joins us on the telephone line right now. Mr. Abrama, just a thought on the Afrobarometer report revealing 72% of Ghanaians believe the media is not free to report on news without government interference. Put within the context of as we celebrated World Press Freedom Day, what's your thought on that?
Well, Evans, I think that the findings in the latest Afrobarometer report is a reflection of the true situation on the ground. I think that over the last few years, we've had concerns to talk about the fact that press freedom has come under siege, attacks on journalists have been on the rise, the culture of impunity is being entrenched in our country. And it appears the more we sounded the alarm bells, the more the perpetrators were emboldened to even do more. Unfortunately, we haven't over the period seen any robust response from the authorities, either from government or from security agencies. And so I think that what the citizens are saying in terms of their perspective that journalists are not free and press freedom is under attack is an accurate reflection of the reality.
But it begs the question, it appears that over the years, the last 3 years, consistently, even look at the Press Freedom Index, we've been performing not badly, really. We've been performing badly. We've not been performing as we could, in the past. What can be done to reverse this trend?
Well, I think that it's the same thing that I've raised in terms of, yes, there are bad people in society. People would go after journalists in undue ways. And what the society must do is to ensure that when these offenses are committed, the crimes are duly investigated and perpetrators are punished. But we live in a country where we've had the incident of Swale. It's as if no one cares now. We have the incident of your own colleague Latif, which happened at the police headquarters. As we speak, it appears, well, multimedia has taken the action up, but that is not we would have expected in terms of the response from the police, given that it happened at the police headquarters. And there have been several other instances, recent developments of military personnel assaulting journalists who are going about doing their work in terms of this pandemic and the dangers involved, and yet journalists are out there doing their work, and the least they could be given is just the freedom that they need. But what we see are the abuses, the attacks, and so on and so forth. And I think if we want to reverse the situation, it's about, one, ensuring that the culture of impunity that appears to be entrenched is dealt with. people who go after journalists and abuse journalists are dealt with in terms of sanctions meted out to them. And government must also then begin to show that these acts are not things that are tolerated, so that we don't live in a constant state of denial. When incidents are reported, government feels, well, there will be a bad name, and what they do is to deny. But that is not the trend.
I'm grateful, Suleiman Abrahama, there. Thank you for your time. Now, in 2019, he released what many have described as a song questioning the morals of people who confess to Christians to be Christians and yet do the vice. Now, Things Fall Apart was a reality people needed to be told them in the face. Over the weekend, the song was adjudged Song of the Year at the 3 Music Awards.
In his own region, he is a cult hero.
The plan started in 2014 that we are going to promote the Takoradi-based artist.
And it is not for nothing that the people love him. His originality and uniqueness set him apart. He is called the Fanti God. The former high-grade family signee is not shy to acknowledge the man who held his hand and showed him the way in the industry. And with hit after hit, the hip life and high-level artist is among the top music acts in Ghana. The support from his home region has been great. The DJs, the pubs, the churches, the streets all love him.
And that's the song there that won the Song of the Year at the 3 Music Awards, Things Fall Apart. Well, I love that title because it's epitomizes. In fact, it's a title of a book that we all love, Things Fall Apart, taken from a book that I'm sure you've read in your literature class. Joining me, I'm a man who does a lot of fantastic literature on the station. In fact, he's the only person who does that. And it has a saying about the lions don't tell their own story. The historians will always...
the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter.
Anytime you see that, just imagine sitting in a literature class. By the way, so Nanan Sakwa is up next with... that's my opinion. What are you talking about? What's your opinion tonight?
My opinion. We're talking about the legitimacy of an African child. So let me drop a little.
That's interesting.
Yeah, let me drop as an African, the fact that your mom and dad are married does not make you legitimate. So you must tune in. There's lots of revelation in this show, and I think it's going to be an education too.
Well, you have to stay. From Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart to Nanan Sakwa's Legitimate.
Legitimacy of an African child.
Sounds like a title of an African poem or a book. Stay with him.